another one. What's happening, fishing friends? We are to the lake here, a lake that I have never ever been to. It's like 2.5 hours away from my house. Took me on some crazy whippy windy gravel path here. I don't know what the hell it was doing, but I'm excited to fish it. New lake, looks like there's a bunch of rock, decently clear, waiting on old Crease to get here. Let's get stuff loaded and go fishing. All right, third one of the day. I think I missed that other one on the lipless. 2 on the lipless, 1 on the little baby mini jackhammer. He was up shallow, little feller. Okay, so one guy up real shallow. The others were out a little deeper, but it was just so hard to fish around all that grass. All right, another one on the little mini jack. He swallowed it. Dang, all right, there we go. A little over a pound. Okay, 2 on the mini jack up really shallow, coming out into this grass and stuff. Could that be the dealio? It'd be fine if there wasn't all this stuff on top, but with all this stuff on top, you cast and it's all right there. We don't need live scope, we got floating deals. Minnows and markers. That's where that one guy came out of, was rock just like this. There's one. What was I just saying? Okay, so we might have found a little pattern in the rocks right before it gets to the grass. All right, here we go, one more. Okay, so could this be a pattern? Right next to the rocks, between the grass. Okay, we might be onto something here. There we go. Another. Okay, not big, but by golly, this beats running around not catching anything. Well, I just ran over it, but it's all this stuff, all this floating stuff that makes it so hard, because it's all blowing around, so you can't just cast along here and fish it, you know, when it's all open. Makes it tough, so you got to be kind of picky with your casts in this and try to get it up around those rocks and between all this stuff, because it's all just flowing around here in a big line of vegetation. What you shouldn't do is run over the spot you're trying to fish.
That just stirs them up so they bite.
Maybe. Another catching baby fish on the baby jack. Okay, well, at least we're getting a bite. I will take a bunch of these. That's how the day has been, just nothing after nothing. So catching some fish is good. I'll take it. They might not be the 6-pounders. Oh, that was another bite. Something grabbed it. One more. One more. That little mini jack sticking them. Not a toad, but that was 2 right here off this little one clear point. It's, man, you really got to work for these fish, because all this grass and stuff coming around, you have to hit right between them, unless there's one like that. Oh, and I'm floating into the rocks. Get in there, Chris. Oh my gosh. He was flopping all around in the live well on my boat here. Yeah, man, you really got to work for this, because like I'm having to get as close to the bank as I can and bring it out in between all this grass flowing around. This wind has all this grass turned up and just going in like a line of it. So you've got to like cast in between the spots where there's a little bit of open room. Try to get as close to those rocks as you can, and man, The wind blowing me around. This is a workout. This is not just a gentle, relaxing float around and cast and catch fish. This is like get your boat in the exact sea like that. One cast just like that and all this stuff. There's another one. Oh my goodness. Picking up the big fish doing this, Debo. Ah, no. Every time you catch one, you got to be ready to reposition yourself. Little one. Okay, but we found a pattern. Just kind of going at a moderate pace over this. Boy, it is a workout to get these fish. Holy cow. Yeah, that's the pattern for all these guys. But that's the pattern, right next to the rocks, right before it gets out to any of that grass. Shallower. Now to note, this is also the wind-blown bank side. Water is warmer over here too, 56.3 all morning. We were fishing like 53-ish. Another one. Exact same way, every single one. Exact same way. Hey, he feels a little better. Or is he just juiced? Oh yeah, best one of the day. Last one of the day. There we go. Close to a 2-pounder there, I'd say. Longer fish. Mini Jack's the ticket. That little bluegill color. I got one of the baby Z2s, one of their versions of like the little fluke. That's that shiner color, dude. Shiner stuff around here. There we go. Better check my line. I'm not in anything hard. There we go. God, you got to get it like right up on those rocks. Coming out over it. Okay, well, with a year that has been already skunked a few times, I know these are not the bass that dreams are made of in Gunnersville and these other crazy places, but for some dummy here in Iowa, I am just happy to be catching fish. You know, there's a very good chance I couldn't be able to, you know, come out here and do this. Just going out to fish we take for granted. So another one. I needed a day like this just for the confidence, just to feel a tug on the line. I don't care how big they are. Golly, look at that dude. I mean, that dude, I was moving the whole time. All right, one more, over a pound. Back-to-back casts. Hey, there we go. It's more like the Debo size fish we're used to catching. Yep, Debos Fishing. Another one. Oh, got him in the boat right into my live well. Another one on the tally. Confidence fish. That's what these are. Yep. 2 casts later. I mean, it's like once we've figured this out, it's like every other cast, dude. Another and over a pound. Dang, jerkbait? What? There we go. Feels better. Up a little shallower again. Oh yeah, better fish. Pound and a halfer. Not a super dink. Not an absolute giant. Take it. I'll take it. It's another one on the little baby jack. This thing will sure catch them. All right, fishing friends, so that was the end of part of day one. We actually have a couple videos coming from it, but I was really excited to be able to test out this, and this is really what kicked out the bite was this new mini baby jack, the little jackhammer that they just come out with. This little thing, when I finally figured out the bite, there was this little rocky drop off all that riprap that I was fishing all along that side. there was grass growing out from it probably 3 to 5 feet. And those fish were not biting it unless you were casting between the grass and the rocks. So you had that little like 3 to 5 foot spot to cast. If you weren't getting there, they weren't eating it. So this little guy here, mimicking a bluegill, is absolutely what turned it on, because it was like 3.5, 4 hours before that of not catching anything. We thought it was going to be a rough go, but we went back to the cabin that night a whole lot happier that we were able to find fish. Now, the combo, people have been asking me about this one. This will be another video, because the next day I tested this. This is the little mini Evo Max. This combo, the newer Shimano Intensas, I'm absolutely loving this setup. I call it my Hawkeye setup because it's all black and gold out. I know, I'm such a nerd. But the Intensa, this is the 6'10", medium heavy, extra fast. Now, I really wish it was more like a fast / moderate fast, but for it being an extra fast, I don't know if it's because maybe it's a little bit smaller rod, it actually fit really well for throwing this around. You know, casting it either the 3/8 or the quarter. I threw both of those the first day. With this mini jack, I was throwing the 3/8, and I was kind of battling the vegetation. So the second day with the Evo Mini, I threw on a 1/4 ounce, and it was a lot easier to keep it above and out of that grass. But love the rod. I like that they have the foam part here, so when you put your hand on it, your finger on it up here, it's nice and soft and flat, smooth. The reel, this is the Tatula 80. I use both left and right hand reels. People ask me that, but for casting and retrieving stuff, I really like the left-handed reels, but anything hard hook setting, I have to reel with my right. I don't know, it's weird, but left is my power arm. So the Tatula 80, absolutely love these little reels. They had them on sale on Amazon, I think for like $100. So if you're looking for one, it's got an aluminum frame and an aluminum handle side plate. Completely recommend it. And some 15-pound P-line tactical as the line on there, just straight up fluorocarbon. So for out there fishing, if you've got those grassy lakes, just because there's grass, you know, all over, if you can find anything different, fishing the edges of it, which will be something else that we came into play the second day. Fishing the edges of it, fishing spots where you can actually get into, you know, where those fish will be holding. And I think they were just on the bottom side of those rocks, between the rocks and the grass, waiting for little bait fish to come in there. So that's what kicked it off for me. I've got a couple other videos coming from the little camping trip, which was a ton of fun. Today's subscribed fishing friend is Chris. Chris, thanks for getting out with me, man. It was a ton of fun taking the kayaks out, catching some fish. Finally, a good 2 days of bass fishing, because fishing been a little rough for old Debo. So that's enough for that. I got to edit. Thanks for watching, and until next time.